Glad Lucia allihopa och välkomna till det här webbinariet om energigemenskaper. Vi ska prata lite om den här viktiga frågan som har seglat upp på den svenska agendan, får man väl säga, under hösten. Och här är väl lite Lucia-mys i bakgrunden. Vet inte om ni såg Lucia-tåget i morse. Det gjorde jag, det var väldigt mysigt. Hur som helst, här är dagens agenda som vi ska titta på. Först kommer jag prata lite om vad en energigemenskap är. Och sen så kommer då Federico Brucciani från Italia Solare att komma in och prata om hur energigemenskaper fungerar i Italien. Och vad de har för erfarenheter därifrån. Och sen kommer Maya Farhoud från Österrikes koordinationsplats för energigemenskaper prata om energigemenskaper i Österrike och erfarenheten därifrån. Och sen kommer det finnas lite tid för frågor mot slutet. Så ska jag prata lite om vad en energigemenskap är eller vad vi ligger i Sverige med energigemenskaperna nu. Och vi skrivit EU i farten. Det här kommer ju från EU, energigemenskaperna. Och det var i ett direktiv, då är det ren energipaketet kallas det på svenska. Men 2019 så fastslog EU att man skulle kunna ha möjligheten att bilda energigemenskaper i Europa. Det är första gången man nämner dem. Och det är artikel 15 i förnybara energidirektivet också som nämns de här och utvidgade möjligheter till att etablera och då även främja de här förnybara energigemenskaperna eller energigemenskaperna. Det finns två typer. Jag kommer gå in lite på vad skillnaderna är mellan dem. Det finns då både medborgarenergigemenskaper och förnybara energigemenskaper. Eller gemenskaper för förnybar energi kallas de också i Sverige. Och syftet med dem är att främja lokal och då förnybar energi och delad energi. Så att vi ska producera energin lokalt och även då dela den lokalt. Och det ska också ge medborgare och mindre samhällsenheter större rättigheter att bli aktiva kring sin el och energi. Det finns en stor demokratisk aspekt i de här energigemenskaperna som man vill åt från EU-håll och att man ska som medborgare också vara en deltagare i den gröna omställningen. Så här ser det ut. Det här är en karta då från rescoop.eu. De är, kan man säga, en branschorganisation i Europa för energigemenskaper. De har sammanställt den här kartan där de kollar på hur implementationen går i olika länder i Europa. Och Sverige är just nu det sista landet som inte har ens ett omnämnande av energigemenskaper i sin lagstiftning. Så ni kan se här på den här kartan så är vi det röda landet, det enda då i EU. Och de gröna då är de som man anser har en god implementation eller en enabling implementation. Som kallas så där då lagstiftningen underlättar etablerandet av energigemenskaper. Och de gula och orangea har då lagstiftning som inte gör det så mycket enklare. Och de övervakar implementationen av direktivet, den här RES-Coop. Och titta på hur det implementeras i EU och prata lite om det. Det är intressant. Man kan titta på hemsidan. Jag kan lämna en länk i chatten sen så, om man vill titta på det här. Och Energimyndigheten har ju nu då lämnat ett förslag den 2 september som kom efter en utredning som de gjorde. Och där vi ska kolla lite på det förslaget. För det här är då första gången som man undersökte hur man skulle implementera energigemenskaper i Sverige. Då kom man fram till att det inte fanns några direkta hinder. Och så därför så lämnade man det lagstiftningsarbetet helt enkelt. Och därför så är vi då det här röda landet idag. Så vi ligger sist med att implementera det här. Och här är då ett exempel på en energigemenskap. Det är mycket text här men jag ska berätta hur det kan se ut med en energigemenskap och vad som är tanken då. Så om vi har ett grannskap där det är några hus i grannskapet som producerar förnybar el. Vi säger el, några har solceller kanske i grannskapet. Och de här husen är då också ihopkopplade med en kabel. som man kan göra i Sverige med icke-koncessionsundantag i IKM-förordningen. Man kan ju koppla ihop grannens nät förutsatt att man uppfyller vissa krav eller koppla ihop med grannens hus. Så de här husen som är ihopkopplade kan dela på den här förnybara elen sinsemellan då fysiskt via en kabel. Och det här skulle ju också kunna vara en virtuell sammankoppling, alltså inte något som är på riktigt utan att man kopplar ihop husen virtuellt. Men vi säger att de här husen är ihopkopplade och att några av dem producerar förnybar el. De vill då bilda en energigemenskap och gör det. Och då kommer vi bort hit. Och den här nya energigemenskapen är en egen juridisk enhet. Och den har samma rättigheter att delta på elmarknaden som till exempel som en elhandlare. Så man kan kollektivt köpa el och sälja elen eller till exempel kollektivt använda de flexibilitetsresurser som finns i det här grannskapet och sälja och buda gemensamt. En väldigt stor energigemenskap skulle ju till exempel kunna delta på elmarknaden direkt. Men oftast så gör man väl det via någon mellanhand. Men i alla fall så kan man buda och köpa kollektivt. Och den här energigemenskapen kan också lägga ihop kollektivets resurser och göra gemensamma investeringar i till exempel elbilsladdare eller gemensam lagring för hushållen eller även nya produktionsanläggningar. Så när man bildat den då här så kan man göra det. Det handlar om att kollektivt hushålla med grannskapets elresurser till exempel. Det kan även då vara energiresurser. Och sen så då det kan kopplas incitament till de här energigemenskaperna. Att man kan till exempel låta nät eller energiavgiften anpassas så att den är lägre när man delar el inom den här energigemenskapen. Det här är ju framförallt då när det är virtuell delning som det handlar om. Alltså när du inte har en fysisk koppling mellan husen. När du har en fysisk koppling så sker det ju bakom mätaren, den här delningen. Så då så omfattas det ändå inte av elnätsbolagens avgifter. Men om du har en virtuell delning av el inom den här energigemenskapen, då skulle du kunna anpassa till exempel nätavgifterna eller energiavgifterna som de här nätbolagen tar ut. Så att de blir lägre för att spegla då att man nyttjar elnätet mindre. Och att elen fysiskt åker en kortare distans. Så och då kan man koppla de här till energigemenskaperna egentligen. Så det speglar nätnyttan. Och man kan även då få bort elhandlares prispåslag till exempel om energigemenskapen kan handla eller dela el då sinsemellan. Så det finns incitament som kan kopplas och det ser väldigt olika ut i olika länder hur man har valt att göra med incitament eller om man har några incitament alls. Det kommer vi få höra lite här av våra gästföreläsare sen. Och här tänkte jag att jag skulle gå igenom de två typerna som finns och hur man har tolkat dem i Sverige i alla fall. Då är det dels då en medborgarenergigemenskap. Och det är att medlemmar skulle kunna vara småföretag, lokala myndigheter och privatpersoner. Och de kan även då ha den här medborgarenergigemenskapen som sin primära verksamhet. De kan vara i den. Men det ställs inga krav. Medborgarenergigemenskaper har ingen geografisk begränsning. De kan vara hur stora som helst. De har endast verksamhet med el dock. Så att de kan inte hålla på med annan form av energi. Som man då potentiellt kan dela, utan det handlar ändå om el. Och den är också teknikneutral, medborgarenergigemenskapen. Så det ställs inga krav på att en medborgarenergigemenskap måste förvalta förnybar energi. Utan det kan vara även då fossilfri energi eller annan form av energi. Eller annan form av el ska jag säga. Och sen så finns det då gemenskap för förnybar energi. Som den kallas. Och då kan medlemmar också vara småföretag, lokala myndigheter och privatpersoner. Men de måste ha en annan primär verksamhet. Och de här måste också ligga nära själva produktionen som man förvaltar. Eller då projektet som ska byggas. Så de här är lite mer begränsade i sin geografiska skala. Men de är mindre begränsade när det gäller vad de kan förvalta för resurser. Så du kan dela energi då, eller de kan vara aktiva inom hela energisektorn. Så du kan även dela värme och kyla och även då el och andra energiresurser. Och de här är också då begränsade till att vara endast förnybara. Så du kan inte ha andra, till exempel fossilfria energikällor i sådana här energigemenskaper. Och lite snabbt då, vad händer i Sverige? Det är så att regeringen gav ju Energimyndigheten i uppdrag i februari att utreda hur energigemenskaper kan främjas och implementeras då i svensk lagstiftning. Och då har Energimyndigheten i sin rapport föreslagit att de ska införas som en organisationsform i svensk lag. Det bygger på det gamla förslaget från 2021 som man kom fram till då. Och det är alltså att en energigemenskap blir en form av ekonomisk förening, vilket är vad vi kallar kooperativ i Sverige. Det är en form av kooperativ där du har många delägare inom samma. Och Energimarknadsinspektionen föreslog Energimyndigheten att de ska undersöka hur nättariffer kan anpassas för att belöna energigemenskapernas bidrag till elsystemet, eller alltså belöna nätnyttan. Att den lokala produktionen gör att det inte är nödvändigt då att transportera ner el hela vägen från Norrland. Så det är kul. Och sen även då insatser för kunskapshöjning och vägledning, så någon form av informationsinsats från lokalmyndigheterna då, var det som Energimyndigheten kom fram till. Och här är lite vad Svensk Solenergi har gjort i den här frågan. Framförallt var vi till exempel på en workshop med Energimyndigheten, det här tror jag var någon gång i juni som vi var, och då har jag lyft ett litet extrakt här som behandlar 500 kW-gränsen som vi ofta påpekar och pratar mycket om, som de även då tog upp i rapporten sen. Vilket jag tycker är väldigt kul, för det lyfter vi mycket på workshopen då, att den här 500 kW-gränsen där man måste då betala skatt för den elen man producerar och använder själv om man har en anläggning över 500 kW. Är ett stort hinder för de här energigemenskaperna. För om man vill gemensamt investera i en stor anläggning på 500 kW i toppeffekt, så vill man ju också kunna använda den elen inom energigemenskapen. Och så det är väldigt roligt att de lyfter det i den här rapporten sen också på Energimyndigheten. Att den 500 kW-gränsen utgör ett problem för de här energigemenskaperna, så det är vi glada för. Och sen så även vi har pratat med Energimarknadsinspektionen om energidelning, som det ligger ju väldigt nära de här energigemenskaperna, regelverket för energidelning. Och sen så när vi träffar politiker så pratar vi ofta om den här frågan också. Och hur den kan implementeras så gynnsamt som möjligt. Och även debatt. Och jag vill tipsa om att man kan läsa om det här i föreningsinfo och sociala medier då. Föreningsinfo om man är medlem och sociala medier om man inte är det, eller båda om man är medlem förstås. Och sen här är lite sammanfattning av Svensk Solenergis förslag. Vi tycker ju då att det ska vara skattelättnader för el som produceras och konsumeras samtidigt inom energigemenskaper. För jag tror att de här behöver lite incitament för att göra det extra attraktivt för både privatpersoner och företag. Vi vill ju få en snabb utrullning av det här konceptet. Och man ska underlätta delägd elproduktion genom att man anpassar då lagstiftningen så att du till exempel kan äga en stor lokal solpark och inte behöver betala skatt på den elen som du använder i samma kvart kommer det ju bli då. Till exempel, så att det räknas som egenanvänd el även om solparken ligger lite längre bort. Och sen så ett system med virtuella anslutningspunkter inom fastigheter så man kan dela el inom fastigheter på ett enkelt sätt. Och man ska utreda möjligheten till att införa ett tvåtariffsystem. Så att man ger de här incitamenten för lokal elproduktion egentligen. Så, då ska jag, now I will switch to English I think, because our guests today speak English. And I will at first leave the word to Federico Brucciani in Italia Solare.
God morgon allihopa.
God morgon.
Tack Alex och Anna för att bjuda mig idag. And that's my Swedish today. I work for the Italia Solare, which is the Italian Solar Energy Association, so I'm a colleague of Alex and Anna. I work as a general director for Italia Solare since the last 10 years now. And during this time, I had, I had the opportunity to see the legislation development in Italy on the solar photovoltaic on our sector. So as far as I understand today, my role will be to tell you a bit of the Italian experience on renewable energy communities. I'm not a technician. I'm not an expert of renewable energy community in terms of, very vertical and technical topic. But as in Italy, we have for the legislation for renewable energy community in place since the beginning of 2024 and before that we had a couple of years of experimental phase. So we have a kind of experience on that. But to be honest with you, we highlighted that so far we have only like 100 renewable energy communities in Italy. So from our point of view, it's not a success at all. So what I will bring you today, some key messages which are mainly addressed to Svensk Solenergi in order to make the proper advocacy and lobby toward the Swedish institution or stakeholders, energy authority, whatever. So my first message is, I wrote down some notes so to make it not a PowerPoint slide. I'm sorry for that. My first big message is, Alexander, make it simple and widely available, because this is the main obstacle we experienced in Italy in the last couple of years. So in 2 years, only like around 100 renewable energy community. What I mean with make it simple and widely available, when it comes to statutes and bylaws for activating renewable energy community, this should be simple and easy to understand for all players, because if you want to engage like community citizens, the statutes and the bylaws has to be like easy to understand and to implement, especially when it comes to municipality, which are interested in engaging the citizen, so presumer, because at least in my country, the initiatives of renewable energy community are mainly driven by municipality. So for them, when it comes to bureaucracy, less bureaucracy brings more easier implementation of renewable energy communities. It's important for our point of view to open renewable energy communities to both private citizens, companies, and NGO, so that you have like a big number of stakeholders. Please pay special attention to support small communities, because this is where, in our experience, it's much feasible to implement a renewable energy community, and that small communities means smaller power plants. So business plan wise, maybe this sound a bit like weird, but when it comes to small PV plants, it's gonna be like more acceptable by the communities. I'm bringing in like a topic which is very hot, at least in Italy. It's like the big power plants are causing a lot of opposition towards our sector. So small is nice, not always highly profitable, but look into that. So I touched the second topic, which is the community engagement. In our experience and talking with the different companies which are active, they highlighted that it is crucial and very important to all the meetings with the community, with the PV plant owners on the prospect, because it's important to share with them what are the benefits. to clear explain what are the benefits of being part of a renewable energy communities. The general idea is to feel them part of the project, not like passive actors, so proactive actors, so that they feel part of the project and they help you to bring forward the project. The third message I want to bring you today, guys, it's like keep in mind the technologies. In my country, we didn't still we didn't pay too much attention to the different options we have in terms of technology, like storage system. It's crucial for in a renewable energy community. This is not like a breaking news. Everyone in this table knows that, but please pay attention on. I know that Sweden is very well, the Swedish market is very well developed in terms of storage, more than my country, but it's important to engage rules which are clear since the beginning. This is the third message. As far for the fourth message, is more like budget-wise. I understand I'm touching a sensitive topics, which is, taxation and fiscal aspect. Not all government are eager to give like tax rebate, but still, when it comes to small PV power plants, this is kind of interesting and very attracting for especially when it comes to prosumer, the tax rebate as to be clearly defined in order to avoid reluctancy by citizens on sharing on top of an incentive. So a fair incentive, clear fiscal benefits. So I'm going towards the end of my short speech. So just to summarize, first message: make it simple and widely available. Second message: engage the communities. Third message: keep in mind technologies. Fourth message: promote fair fiscal benefits. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your three messages. Maya, you're from the Austrian governmental agency for energy communities.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you so much for the invitation. So correct, I'm employee of the coordinating office for energy communities in Austria. I hope I can give you like an overall picture of how they work in Austria. And of course, if you have questions, you can also email us. So I'll tell you the email at the end. So contents, I'll give you a background, the types of energy communities, which stakeholders, the legal forms, and the step of formations. So until 2017, it was only possible in Austria to use your own solar panel on the roof. 2017, and it was the people were able to use the solar panels in the same building. So not only the whole building could use this solar panel by multiple consumers within the same property. And 2021, local and regional renewable energy communities were implemented. They are a bit different because they have some property boundaries, but I will come to that later. And then citizens energy communities 2022 were implemented, and they are nationwide, so they could be all over Austria. First, our coordinating office. So we were established in May 2021, and we are set up within the National Climate and Energy Fund. And we are funded by the Ministry for Climate Action. And we have strong collaboration with 9 federal offices. They also, like, you could book an appointment there and you can go to them, and they go how to found an energy community with them, and they help with a lot of stuff. So yes. What we do like a lot of high quality information. We have a web page, infographics, FAQs. We also have sample contracts that the people could use and best practice examples. And we also we link the stakeholders together, so the ministries, the interest groups, and the regulator, and we hope to find solutions for the problems, and we also fund the energy communities. We have a funding program. It helps fund the services when you have to find energy community, and it's maximum of 20,000 euros what you can get. So this is we have an attractive energy community map on our website. This is not every energy community in Austria. This is voluntary, so only a couple of them are here. Here you can see they're all over Austria already. They're very popular in Austria. And this community map, the people use it to find the energy communities in the neighborhood, or to advertise their own energy community to get more participants. So it's very popular to the map. The goals, legal basis, I think you know what it is. I won't go over that. But our distribution systems and operators in Austria, this is a major challenge at first, because we have so many, and the communication at first didn't work so good. And for the citizens' energy communities, you can be all over Austria, so you could be on multiple distribution system operators. So at first, this was a big challenge for the energy communities. Now the standard processes work so good and the communication works so good. So now it's okay. But the 100 electricity grid operators they were a major challenge. So we have 9 big operators, large operators that covers 90% of the area of the consumers. So as in Vienna, we have Wien Energie, and there are small operators like they cover only small regions like town and valleys, but they're very important stakeholders in energy communities. This is how they developed in Austria. So they got very popular very quick. Now we have over 3,000 energy communities as renewable and citizens energy communities. And we also have 3,000 community generation plants. So we have 3 models in Austria. I'll come to that later, but we have around 6,000 in Austria right now. That comes to the decrease market prices, because in Austria the energy community can decide for the electricity price by itself. So the members get together and they decide on the price by themselves. So this helps a lot. Also improvements in the standard processes in the DSO, as I've said before, increased knowledge, and the coordinating office. So my office, we do a lot, and we help to get a lot of information, available documents, information, sample contracts. This helps a lot. And also high media interest. So now it's known in Austria, and everyone talks about it, and that's why it got so popular. The types. So we have 3 types. The community generation plant. This is when multiple parties within a building can obtain the electricity from their own roof and use it directly on the site. So only in the same building. And the renewable energy communities, this is the more in-demand model in Austria. They are region restricted, and you have a reduction in grid fees and charges. And citizen energy communities, they can extend all over Austria, but you don't have any reduction in the grid fees. So how do they work? This is the community generation plant. It's the easiest to find. You don't need any legal forms. You don't need any contracts. And here you can see. So you have the solar panel on the roof. Here's a building and apartments. It's voluntary. So here we can see apartment 2 is not part of the community generation plan. So the apartment themselves, they can choose if they want to be part of it or not. They only use their private grid power. So the grid network. This is private for the building. That's why they don't have to pay any grid fees, any extra grid fees. So every electricity that has been produced and for the apartments here, they don't need to pay any grid fees. Everything that they don't, so the electricity that didn't get used by the apartments, it could be fed into the grid power network, and they get money for it. And vice versa. So if the solar panel, of course, it doesn't get every the whole availability of the electricity, so you can still get the rest of the electricity from your energy supplier. What is also very important here is the smart meters. So this is our smart metering systems in Austria, and they record the produced electricity every quarter of an hour. So you get like your electricity every quarter of an hour whenever you use it. So the other two are the energy communities, the renewable one and the citizen one. So renewable, you can it's only possible for renewable energy, but it includes heat as well. The citizen energy communities, it doesn't have to be renewable, but it's only electricity, so you can't use heat. The renewable one, they have to be near the generation facility, and we have two types. So we have regional and local. The locals, all the members, they have to be near a transformation station. The regional one, all the members have to be near of a substation. In the citizen energy communities, it could be all over. So it could be on different DSOs, different substation, it doesn't matter. And the renewable ones, they get financial incentives, from 28 to 64%. And the citizen one, they don't have any financial incentives. Yes, so I've said that. I think this is a very good picture. You can here see all of the grid levels we have in Austria, so from 1 to 7. And this is the transformation station. This is the substation. So 4 is the substation, and 6 is the transformation station. 6 and 7, this is a local energy, regional energy community. So from 4, 5, 6, and 7 is the regional energy community. And from 1 to 7 is, of course, the citizen energy communities. And here you could see the building from the generation plant, and this is only for the same building. How do you know where if your house is on which level or which substation or which transformation station? So the DSOs in Austria, they have such websites. This is from Salzburg, and you can put your address here, and you can see, okay, which transformation station am I close to? So the green ones are for one transformation stations, the pink one are for another one. And so now you can see, okay, the green ones could build a generic and local energy community together, and so on. I think you know all the benefits, but I will say the acceptance of the expansion of renewable energy community has been, we can really see it in Austria, and there's a lot of studies that could say that the acceptance is a lot higher in Austria right now, because when you have a wind farm, and you know, okay, this electricity is, I could get to use it by myself, the acceptance is way higher than before. And of course, all the other things, there are benefits, you know, probably by yourself. So the stakeholders, the most important stakeholders in Austria are the citizens, the municipalities, and the small and medium industries. The citizens, of course, they're very important, but the municipalities are way more important because they often have the potential to utilize these renewable energy sources that exceed the needs of the building, like, for example, a hydroelectric power plant, and they can use it on like the roofs of the schools, of the municipalities itself, and this is very popular in Austria. And they can also be a pioneer to offer a way to involve the citizens in the energy transitions. So they found the energy communities, and they give an opportunity to the people in the neighborhood to be a part of it. And small and medium energy communities are also very important because they have different load profiles. So they use electricity and consume electricity during the day when the solar system is generating power. And these different load profiles are very important. So this is why they're very popular stakeholder in the energy communities, and they participate also in like in big and they have big solar panels, which is also very important for the other households. The legal form. So when you create a energy community, you need a legal form. As of an association or cooperative, this is the most important or the most popular two in Austria. They're very easy to find and to create, and they're very cheap. So this is why they're most important ones. The steps of formation. So what do you need? All participant needs a smart meter. This is implemented by DSO. So it's free for everyone in Austria. And as I've said, they record the produced and the consumed energy every quarter of an hour. So you know exactly who produced the energy and who consumed the energy every quarter of an hour. And you have to establish a legal entity for regional and citizen energy communities. You don't need anything for the community generation plan. So you don't need any contracts, nothing. You just can tell, like, you can do it all for the DSO, and you didn't need anything. For the regional and citizen energy communities, you need this legal entity. You can then they register as a marked partner. They get this marked identity, and then they have to sign contracts for the distribution network operators. These contracts are made by the distribution network operators by themselves, and the DSOs, they measure the energy every quarter of an hour and allocate them by themselves. The communities can then register on an energy industry data exchange. This is a platform in Austria, and I have to say it works very good. So it's a platform where it's like the platform between the households and the communities and the DSO, and the basic version is free. Of course, you can pay more for more features, but the basic version is the most used one in Austria, and you get the information from the DSO, and on this platform everyone can see it. So you can see how much you've used how much you consumed, how much you produced, and it works very good in Austria. And of course, the residual electricity you get from an electricity supplier, and the ownership of the generation plan. So in many countries, it has to be by the energy communities. In Austria, it's not like that. So it could be by third parties, by the members itself. So the energy community doesn't have to own the generation plant. A lot of them are rented, or they could be like leasing contracts. And this played a huge part why it got so popular in Austria. And of course, there's a regulatory authority in Austria that has the right to control all of the process. An outlook for the future. So as you know, there's a new EU policy. We try to adapt this to our legal basis in Austria, but it's still open because we had elections for a couple months, and the government is still new, and we are waiting to see what the government will do with this legal basis. But we expect a new draft of our Electricity Act with these new regulations of the EU policy. So thank you very much. Tack så mycket.
Thank you very much, Maya, for a fantastic presentation. We will go over the questions. We'll open this up for some discussion now, I think. And I see that Federico has been answering some questions in the chat, but we can also take it in the whole group. And also, if you have a question that you want to say, you can also raise your hand in the meeting. So if you want to say it. Oh, and Anna is eager to pose a question.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for really interesting presentations, both Federico and Maya. So I wonder, do you think it's like easier to just have a tax, because we have a very high electricity tax in Sweden? So I wonder, should we just go for lower electricity tax when you use the electricity within the energy community, or did you get a good system with the grid tariffs so that you get a reduced grid tariff if you use the electricity within a small geography? Is it possible to get the grid companies involved in an easy way?
So in Austria, it was both. So both were implemented. We have reduced grid fees. This is the work price. This they get, and the taxes. They don't pay any taxes right now. So the both that we have renewable energy, electricity tax. They don't have to pay it because they are renewable. And we have another tax for electricity. It's also very high in Austria, and they don't have to pay that. So this was implemented by the government to advertise these renewable energy communities, so they don't pay the taxes and they pay reduced. So renewable ones, they pay reduced tax fees, grid fees. I'm sorry, and the citizens, they only don't have to pay the taxes, but they have the grid fees, and the prices for electricity themselves, they could be decided in the energy community themselves, and they are mostly way under the market price and under, so less than the energy suppliers in Austria. So this is also very attractive for the people. So there's a lot of incentives here from the government and from the communities itself.
So you have had no problems in deciding that the grid tariff should be lower within the community?
No, actually not. So.
And do you think this system works? Do you think
it works? Yes, it works perfectly in Austria. I have to say, they get popular every day, and they're very attractive in the community. And we have now a lot of energy communities, and a lot of them are very creative, and they do like their own communities now. And it's just, we are like, the coordinating office is established in the 2021. At first, we had a lot of questions. How does it work? How and a lot of appointments with everyone to go with like the with the steps of formation. But now it's very popular in the community, and then they do it by themselves. So I think it's perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, I see some hands raised, and I see that Christoph raised your hand first. But first, I will take a question from the chat since it was asked a while ago. So Veronica asked, how does the local grid companies handle these communities? Do they have specific technical demands when connecting to the grid, I suppose, or to be... Yeah, so is there any specific technical demands that energy communities have on them? Maya?
Not in Austria, so there's no technical demands. So mostly there's this already, I'm not sure what you mean, but I don't know of any technical demands in Austria. They don't have any. We have, as I've said, a lot of DSOs, and they're already, so
yeah,
local ones, for them it's more difficult to have these standard processes, but there's no like specific technical demands for the companies.
Okay, thank you. And I think Federico answered there in the chat also, if you want to read. But there are no technical demands in Italy either.
No.
Okay, Christoph.
Thank you. Actually, my question ties exactly into that. For many years, there usually was 1 or 2 readings of the meters of electricity consumers per year or so. And now we also are implementing these energy communities in Germany, also in buildings, and also using smart meters measuring every 50 minutes. And reading every 15 minutes from every consumer means a lot of data. And many of our many distribution grid operators are actually struggling with building up the data structures for that, and the storing, including data protection and all that. That seems to be an issue. So you in Austria seem to have solved this. Can you comment on this, how this was solved? My second question is, energy communities are kind of defined by proximity. What does proximity mean? Like 100 meters distance from the generating unit, 1 kilometer? Can you comment on that a little bit? Thank you.
So how they did that, I'm not sure, but they took a lot of time. So it took a lot of time to the energy communities be implemented in Austria. How they work with the data, I'm not sure. But we have this ADA, so it's a platform. The DSO, they send their data to this platform, and the households, they have it like on their phone, on their laptops, and they can see how much they consumed. And now they can, so they do their so they do it everything in the community, so they can see, okay, who consumed the energy every 15 minutes, and how they did it with the data, I'm not really sure, but there's problems from now and then. That's true. Like now we have problems with the citizen energy communities. Some data got lost, and the DSO has to go all over the whole month and whole data. So it takes a lot of money, a lot of time. But now we're trying to solve this problem. So there's problems from now and then, but I think they worked out how to work with this whole big numbers of data. How they did that, I'm not really sure. So. But I can say there's problems from now and then, and they roll out the whole data every month, so now they can see where the lost data are, and that's how they do it. But yes.
Right, Federico.
Yes, Maya, thank you very much for your presentation. I'm quite curious to understand what's the number of renewable energy communities in Austria, because as far as I understand from your presentation, the first self-consumption, aggregated self-consumption started in 2017. So you have in Austria, so you have 7 years of experience. And how many communities?
So we have 3 models. 2017, the community generation plant was possible. This is only in the same building. Now we have over 3,000 in Austria. The other one is the renewable energy community. This was I think 2021. They also have about 2,800, and the citizen energy communities were possible since 2022, so only 2 years, and they have about 500 in Austria right now.
Okay, thank you very much.
So together they are about 6,000 energy communities right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, that's all. We will take Dennis Ender.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Of those many questions that I have, I wonder mostly, because this is what we struggle here. We are trying to share electricity on a virtual basis in Hamburg energy community. And we are struggling, of course, with the sharing of the electricity. And the question we have is, the responsibility share between the electricity sales company and the DSO. Who is going to be responsible for the billing? Who is going to be responsible for counting this and administrating this? And how are the bills look like? Do you have separate posts on the shared electricity versus the electricity from the grid? Do you have different bills? Could you explain a bit more on that, please?
Yeah, so in Austria it's already like that. So you have 2 bills. You get one for the DSO from the DSO, and you get one from their energy supplier. There are some energy suppliers in Austria, I have to say, that do both. Not do both, but they make you a service and connect with the DSO and get you one bill.
Well, I should
mostly
say,
there are 2. So
I want to interrupt. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
they already have two different bills from the energy supplier and the energy DSO as well, and the same thing, the exact same thing exists for us as well.
and now with the energy
question
community,
was
so you get one more. Now you have like three billing.
There we go.
Yeah, I know it's 3 bills that most people are like, oh, but it works. So you have now the electricity bill from the energy community. This is done and administrative by the community members themselves. So it works like 50% of the time. The other 50%, they get like service from companies, and they do the bills for themselves, for the community. But when it's a small community, the people do it by themselves. So you have this platform of ADA, and you can see, okay, when you're like 3 members only, you can see, okay, I consumed so much this year, and you get the bills for this person. So the smaller the community, the easier it is for the bills. The bigger communities they have, because we have like communities in Austria with 1,000 members, they mostly use services from like service companies, and they do the bills for them. And you have like the grid. The grid, it's also like 2 separate. So one for the community because you get the fees, but it's on the same bill, but you pay like everything together. But you can see how much is from the company, how much is from the electricity supplier, and how much is from the community, and the fees and everything. So it's a more complicated bill. But we also, like in our coordinating system, we offer explanations for this bill so that people could understand, okay, what is on my bill. And of course the energy supplier. So they have 3 bills at the end, but it works. So it scared the people at first, but now it doesn't scare them anymore. So
yeah. Wonderful. Thank you.
I forgot to answer the second question, I think, from Christoph. I'm sorry. You asked for how the proximity for the energy communities works. So there's from the renewable energy community, we have 2 different models: the local and the regional. The local, every household have to be connected to the transformation station. So, and that's how it's been measured. The regional one, every household has to be connected to the substation, or like everything under the substation. And the citizen communities, it could be everywhere. So you don't need any proximity. And this is how it's been. So there's no kilometers. It's only the transmission station or the substation. And one more restriction is the DSO. So you can't found or create an energy community with 2 DSOs. Only for citizen energy communities is possible. For the renewable, it's not possible to have it on 2 different DSOs. So this is, that's the only restrictions. Thank you.
And I think I will add on to Christoph's question from the chat a little bit. I think around the pricing or the economic incentives for these energy communities. So I was wondering, given the support schemes that are present in Austria or Italy, what can a member of a energy community expect to save on their electricity bill, or how much cheaper in general is the electricity that they buy, or the energy? Yeah. Or is there a general number? Maybe it's hard, but you have a good approximation. Maybe Maya or Federico.
Just like, sorry for jumping in, Maya, but I really need to leave in 1 minute. So my feedback is that when it comes to residential, like if we consider like the classical 3-4 kilowatt peaks, then on a yearly base, the economical advantage ranges between 100-150 euro per year. So it is not extremely like attractive so far.
So I'll answer the question very fast. I can't say a number because it really depends. There's a lot of energy communities are done within the family, and they don't have any electricity price for electricity, so it's free. yeah, for them it's way a higher number than like big energy communities which have a similar number to the market price. They only get, like Federico said, 100 to 150 from the grid fees. But it depends because they make the price by themselves. So if it's a family or friends, they probably do it for free or for like very minimum of the price. And so it depends. I can't say that. But what's very important in Austria that has to be like is in the law that the energy communities can't be for financial gain. So the people are like restricted and they can't do very high prices. So most of them do it because they want to use renewable energy. They want to do it for the expansion of the renewable energy, not for the money. But a number, I can't say a number. I'm sorry.
It's no problem. Okay. Thank you so very much, Maya, and for a great presentation and very interesting information. And thanks everyone for coming here today, asking questions, listening to the seminar.